I had a thought. There was once a time that I had no one in what I would call an organization. You know, when you join network marketing, you learn words like team. You learn words like organization. Because for most people, they can't picture being responsible to tell people anything. We're a reactive society. So all of a sudden, you pay a little bit of money, $3, $4, $5, $600 to join a business, to join a business, and you think that everybody you talk to, because you paid that amount of money, is going to want to join you in your endeavor. And then you're in for a rude awakening because you find out that there are some people that are not going to join you because you come at them with some new product or some new technology or some new thing. And it caused me to think about how I met my fiance. She remarked that when we went to dinner one day, a few months later, how I was so attentive to her, every word, how I listened to her without interruption, how I inquired of her about this and about that. There are people that will reach out to me on Facebook, and I know it's coming. I can tell it's coming. The first thing they'll say is, "Hey, Jim, how are you?" And then I'll wait because I've never heard from them before in life. They never reached out to me. They never spoke to me, ever. But they're asking me how I'm doing. I say, "I'm doing great. How about you?" "I'm doing wonderful." Now when I answer them, I can tell what they're going to say, so I answer them like this. "I'm doing great. Everything's going great in my business. I'm making a lot of money. I'm helping a lot of people. Things are going phenomenal." And all of a sudden, the conversation takes a turn. Sometimes they don't even respond to that. It tells me what their true ambition was when they reached out to me. Because their ambition wasn't to listen to me. Their ambition was to present me with what they were talking about. At least you should act like you're concerned about my well-being. You should act as you say, "How am I doing?" You should at least be listening for me to tell you how I'm doing. Before you asked me to be a part of your business, you would think you would need to know if I have any children. You would think to ask me if I'm retired or if I'm working. You would think to ask me whether or not I have a amount of money that I like to make. You would think you would ask me, well, how many hours are you willing to put forth to make that kind of money? But no, very seldom do people do that. They are talking at me, and maybe some of you do it. You talk at people. You're wondering why you can't get anybody to join you because you're not really willing to meet them halfway and get to know them a little bit. I remember talking to Marie, and I was talking to her, before I even said anything about CBD. I said, "Well, you retired, right? Why did you retire?" "Well, I retired on disability. I had 3 heart attacks." "Oh my God, you had 3 heart attacks." And I wasn't feigning concern. I was honestly concerned about her well-being. Man, how did you get 3 heart attacks? Is the post office that stressful? That you had 3 heart attacks? "Yeah, and I wear a pacemaker too." "Oh my God." My hips hurt, And then that was like an opening for me when she said her hips hurt. I said, "Well, have you ever tried CBD? I understand CBD can do something for your hips." "No, I never tried that before." "Where did you get it?" "Well, I got a free sample. I got a sample for you if you want to try some. It's up to you. No pressure." Well, tell me a little bit more about how long you worked for the post office. I changed the subject back to the subject at hand, which was her. Well, she gave me all the information about how long she worked for the post office, that she worked in New York, and that most of the population of the people that she worked with were Asian. And she talked about the stress of the post office and things of that nature. But ultimately, she came back to asking me about how did she get some of the CBD. Now, unlike me sending her a link, send her a link to go put her name and address and phone number and all that stuff in, I could have did that. And I could have wondered if she was gonna go to it or not. I really could have, but I didn't. I pulled up my site and I put her information in myself. So where are we sending this sample to? I pulled up my sample site, which asked for her name, her address, and I said, by the way, is this going to be Visa or MasterCard? It's got to be paid for. Some people had a problem being able to answer that question. They felt that the person was they were going to bark at telling me that information over the phone or over Messenger. But you know what? Probably if I talk to 20 people, 19 of them are going to give me the information. That one who maybe won't give it to me, maybe, they will subsequently give it to me too if I talk to them a little longer. And if not, if I have to give you a link for you to go to a particular destination, I'm going to have you go to the link right then and there while I'm on the phone with you. And I'm going to say, what do you see on your computer? What do you see on your tablet? And I will get you as a customer or affiliate, be that as it may. Simply because I was attentive to the other person. You've got to learn how to be attentive to other people. You've got to learn how to have conversations with other people. Maybe you work at a job and you don't talk to people. Maybe you're of the opinion that I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't like talking to people. And you play that in your mind over and over again. I don't like talking to people. I don't like talking to people. I'm not a good salesperson. I don't want to talk to people. And before you know it, you've worked your way into that mentality. You imagine that? You worked your way into that mentality. On the flip side, do you realize that how you talk to yourself, you can maximize what you can do? I went from coming in the Army in 1979 to not being able to do hardly any push-ups. And I started thinking of myself as a push-up machine. I started talking to myself, not out loud, but to myself like, I can do push-ups. I mastered push-ups. I'm a master of push-ups. I can do so many push-ups, it's startling. And I talk to myself that way. And when I joined this kind of a business, I began to say to myself, I can recruit people. Everybody I talk to. If I talk to 10 people, 9 of them are joining me. And maybe they did, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they did, or maybe they didn't. Maybe it was only 6 people initially. Then it became 7 people. Then it was 8 people. Then eventually it became 9 out of 10 people because I talk to myself that way. It's like if you believe that you're an ugly person, if you believe you're fat, if you believe you're inept, and you tell yourself that story over and over again, if you believe you can't run, you can't swim, you're not a good salesperson, if you talk to yourself like that over and over and over and over and over again, eventually you'll believe that. You'll believe it. And then you'll find other people that feel the same way and they buy into your belief system. Think of yourself at a higher level. If you haven't been able to recruit anybody into your business, but be whatever business it is, say to yourself, no problem, I can recruit anybody I talk to in this business. I can get customers in this business, no problem. When I talk to people, they listen. When I talk to people, they feel my passion. When I talk to people, they feel my commitment. They compliment me all the time on my listening ability. You need to say that to yourself, and then you'll be that way. This video is coming at you to make you remember that how you think of yourself, how you talk to yourself, magnifies who and how you are. You can do a lot more than what you believe if you just talk to yourself a different way and get away from the I can't, I've never been able to. Yeah, you've never been able to do it up to this point. Doesn't mean you can't learn. I like to tell people all the time, they say, well, you know what? I can't run. I'm not a good salesperson. That's okay. Does money motivate you? It motivates me a little bit. How about $100,000? Would that motivate you? Yeah, it would motivate me. It'd be different. So if I was going to pay you $100,000 for you to run down the street, you say you can't run, would you attempt to run down the street for $100,000? You damn right. I'd break my leg for that. So it's not that you can't run. It's that this wasn't a priority. You love your kids, right? You love your children. I love them. I would die for them. So what if a guy took one of your children and told you that you're not getting the child back until you get a customer in your particular company? You get a customer in your particular company, I'll give you your child back. How long would it take you to get a customer in your company? Many people in that example will tell me, man, I have a customer in 5 minutes. What changed? What changed? 5 minutes ago, you told me that you weren't a good salesman. 5 minutes ago, you told me you weren't a good runner. What changed? If you can put yourself in that kind of a mindset based upon expectations. So my last question to you is, what are your expectations?